Hello, potato. I am feeling feverish today because I've got the fever for the flavor of a Pringles, but not just one Pringles, but two Pringles. They say once you pop, you can't stop. We're going to find out today. I find that it is generally very easy to stop once you've popped. Maybe not indefinitely. I go back to them eventually, but long periods of time go between poppins. So today, we're going to check out two new flavors of Pringles I found while out and about and shopping. We have Pringles Philly Cheesesteak, naturally and artificially flavored con sabor natural y artificial. And the real reason I bought them, because I bought them because they're like buy one, get one free or something like that, or $2.50 each if you bought two, I don't remember. But this is the reason I actually bought them. Last month, during the Soup March, we tried not one, not two, but three different Hot Ones flavored ramens, all of which were nicely flavored, nicely heated. Unfortunately, the noodles, despite being Asha, despite being one of my favorite instant noodle manufacturers out there, the noodles weren't great. The noodles were, just too thin. They kind of let the whole thing down, but the flavors were good, and they were genuinely pretty hot to the point that back there I still have my bonus heat pack from the hottest flavor because it frankly didn't need it. They were perfect heat-wise the way they were. This one appears to be based on the Verde Los Calientes flavored sauce. And I don't know how hot that's supposed to be by Heatonist. Yeah, I get it like hedonist, but Heatonist. Get it? Get it? These are the jokes, son. But I have no idea how hot that's supposed to be. Are these supposed to be really hot? Like mildly hot? I have no idea. First we feast, Hot Ones and Los Calientes are registered trademarks of BuzzFeed Media. When you think food, you think BuzzFeed. But Heatonist is a registered trademark of Heatonist. Got dried potatoes, vegetable oil. High oleic soybean oil. Interesting. Degerminated yellow corn flour, cornstarch, rice flour, maltodextrin, mono and diglycerides. Salt, sugar, MSG, malic acid. Contains wheat and milk ingredients. Of course, it actually says milk and wheat, but I read it backwards. 6 servings per container, 14 crisps per serving, 150 calories per serving, 10% of your daily sodium, and 1 gram of protein in our Hot Ones. What about our Philly Cheesesteak? Nothing half full about this can, well, at least until you eat half of them. Assuming you do, 150 calories, 14 crisps, 6 servings per tin, 1 gram of protein, and only 8% of your daily sodium, so less salty. Any interesting ingredients in here? No interesting ingredients in here at all. More or less the same ingredients until you get down to the less than 2% portion. So let's pop the Pringles. Yeah, that never works for me. Probably should work better if I done the seal on it. Let's pull the seal and give it a sniff first off. Starting off with our Philly Cheesesteak. Those don't smell great to me. It's probably because Philly Cheesesteak generally has like bell pepper on it, I think, or pepperoncinis. I don't really see any in the picture, but it's generally pretty peppery in a way that I don't care for. Not heat, but the flavor. These kind of smell like Pringles and feet. And I feel like this is probably doing weird things to the sound because I can feel the can vibrating, which means my voice is going into it, which is probably doing weird things to the microphone. But I want to say those smell more than a little bit of feet, which is not great. I mean, some things that smell like feet are pretty good, like that raclette sandwich I had at the State Fair last year. That was a pretty good sandwich, but it did smell of feet. And so does this. This smells very much. I mean, I can also pick up the scent of meat. It does smell meaty. And of course it smells like potato, like Pringle. But yeah, the cheese. Does it say what kind of cheese is in here? Cheddar cheese. It smells like, that's okay. That's it. It smells like when you have a block of white cheddar in the fridge and you leave it in there open. You've opened it, you've eaten some of it, you've eaten half of it, and you put it back in the fridge, and you just don't go back to a while. It doesn't go moldy or anything, so you don't throw it away. So, but you don't go back to it for a while, and then you do go back to it, and that's what it smells like. It smells like refrigerator-aged white cheddar, which is to say, feet. So that does not smell good to me. Now, I'm not a big cheesesteak person. If you like cheese, because of like the bell peppers and stuff. If you're a big cheesesteak person, that might smell heavenly to you. Always remember, when I make, that's got like a weird film. That was the cheesesteak one too. That's got like a weird film on it. These are in date. I looked before I started recording. They're good until 2026. I'm recording this in 2025. I'm recording this about a year before the sell-by on either of these. Yeah, that's weird, because this is what there's a little bit of a film on the Hot Ones one as well, but I have a bad feeling about the cheesesteak ones. They look fine, but they don't smell good. And again, that is, I'm not saying they don't smell good in any like unopinionated way. I'm not saying that is a flat out hard and fast and in stone fact. They smell like feet to me, and I don't think that's a particularly good smell. You may love them, and that's fine. You're not wrong. See, when you watch me review food on here, you should, over time, you build up a sense of what things I like and what things I don't like. And I'm trying something that you've already had and you like or you don't like, and I don't feel the same way you do. Neither of us is wrong. It's different for each of us. And as I speak, the smell of these is starting to reach back to me. It does smell very much like a green hot sauce. But yeah, it's opinion. When I say something tastes bad, it tastes bad to me. You may love it. Anything that makes it to the shelf in your store, in your local Megalomart, makes it there because somebody liked it. It got past testing and executives. People tried it and perfected it and tinkered with it, and enough people liked it that it got put into production. So when I say if something is good or not good, that's just opinion. Clearly enough people liked it for it to make it to the shelves, whether I do or not, because let's face it, I don't matter. And chances are, you watching this, you probably don't either. All right, so let's continue on here. The Verde Los Calientes Hot Ones. Yeah, those smell very, from a distance they smell very green. They smell like a green hot sauce. Up close, I'm supposed to be getting that potato Pringle smell. They're very strongly scented. Very much, yeah, they smell like hot sauce. They smell very much like a green hot sauce. And, while they don't smell of feet, they do look a bit moldy. That is our Los Calientes sauce there. Yeah, look at that. That looks like I found that in the back of wow. I found that in the back of a moist basement. Not a boist basement. I don't know what boist basement is. Now that's they do smell better. I prefer the smell of green hot sauce. I'm not a big green hot sauce person. I'm not a big green salsa person. I'm not a big green sauce person, with the exception of the basil-y one, pesto. I don't mind pesto. But I'm not a big green sauce person. So neither of these actually smell particularly great to me, but I have faith in Hot Ones. All the Hot One things I've tried so far have been pretty darn good. So I have faith that's going to be good. And I mean, it's Pringles. Pringles are Pringles. Pringles are generally, I don't think I've ever had a bad Pringles exactly. So they may smell of feet, but I'm sure they're going to taste nice. So let's find out now. Let's check out our Philly Cheesesteak Pringle. Smells like feet. Standard Pringles crunch. Well, the good news is they definitely taste better than they smell. That is a very low bar, however. I have an interesting flavor. I mean, it is ultimately like cheesesteak. I'm getting a little onioniness, pepperiness in there. And again, like bell pepper, green pepper, not like heat, not hot, not black pepper. Of course, quite salty. Yeah, there's a nice, there's a reasonably nice savoriness in there. Now, those aren't bad at all. They're definitely well better than they smell. It took me 10 minutes in this video to actually put a chip in my mouth. You probably are annoyed by that if you got to this point and didn't bail already, huh? So yeah, they're not bad. Nice savory flavor, salty, oniony. Definitely taste those onions in there. And yeah, they don't taste defeat at all. So that's a good thing. The cheese in it. I guess the saltiness is probably I'm getting from the white cheddar, huh? Yeah. The very, very beginning. There's a little of that strong white cheddary flavor. Also, I mean, I like onion crisps, but... And remember, these are legally crisps. They are not chips. Crisps is not me being precious or an affectation. These are technically potato crisps. Part of what I don't like about Philly cheesesteaks is the onions and the peppers, and that is... I love onion crisps. I mean, look, your Funyuns and stuff. I'm fine with onion crisps. But that part of it just doesn't work for me. The cheddar is nice. The savoriness is nice. The smelling of feet is bad, but they don't taste like that. So they're acceptable. They're edible. They're not a thing I'd probably ever buy again, but I don't regret trying them. And yeah, if you like cheesesteak, you'll probably like this. If you don't, you probably won't. And again, I'm not a big fan of Philly cheesesteak, so it's a little bit missed on me. Let's try the Verde Los Calientes Hot Ones Pringles. First of all, are they hot? Second of all, are they good? Oh, wow. That heat just bites you in the tongue the moment it touches. That is... that I think is the hottest Hot Ones thing I've tried. So I guess that means Los Calientes is one of the higher end ones, maybe, because I'm going to say straight off, that is hotter than even the hottest of the ramens. That is certainly hotter than the Hot Pockets. The heat is now spreading into my throat, which means I'm probably going to have trouble talking very quickly here. But yeah, that heat is still just burning up my tongue. Wow, that is a lot hotter than I thought it was going to be. There's like no warning on here of how hot these are. Every other Hot Ones thing I've had has had the little heat meter. The heat meter hasn't necessarily meant anything. But this is probably... Suppose if I watch more Hot Ones, I'd know that sauce and go, oh, that's one of the higher register or middle or whatever that is. But well, that is surprising. I don't think I've ever had a Pringles that is that spicy before. It's not quite as hot as like the ghost pepper chicken soup I had. Although it certainly tastes better than the ghost pepper chicken soup did. And I'm not really, it's got that green sauce flavor, which I'm not a big fan of. I don't know, for some reason, just green sauces don't work for me. They have a little vinegariness to them, and that's there. But that's not what bothers me, because red sauces have the vinegariness too. But something about that vinegariness and the green just don't work for me. And that's what's going on here. And if my voice sounds weird now, like my tongue is like on fire. These are legitimately hot crisps. There should be a warning on there. I guess assume, well, if you're eating Hot Ones crisp, you know what Hot Ones is, and therefore you should know better. But I just feel like the other Hot Ones things I've had did not prepare me for this. And I had the like super spicy ramen, which isn't as spicy as like 2X Bulldog. So I mean, it's not super spicy, which is why, because I had the extreme heat version of the ramen, I was absolutely not expecting that level of heat out of these. I mean, that's a lot of green on there. Now, I don't dislike the heat. The heat's nice. It's a little bit hotter. I don't know that I comfortably would eat a whole serving of these, like 14 of them at one sitting. Because they don't seem to be building up. That was my third one. The heat doesn't really seem to be building very much. But it is getting to the point that I do feel like I'm having trouble speaking properly. Like maybe my tongue is a little bit like swollen in reaction to it. Maybe just a little. It is spreading to my lip now, my lower lip in particular. The back of the throat has kind of evened out. It's really on the top of the tongue and a little bit on my lower lip. And a little bit on my little bit like tingliness on the upper lip. But I'm not a big fan of the green flavor. If it was a red sauce, I probably would like it more. Between the two, it is probably the better chip. I do think I like the flavor of this better than the Philly cheesesteak. Neither one is particularly offensive or anything. The smell of that's pretty offensive, but the flavor is fine. But Yeah, this is legitimately hot. If you're on the fence on this one, probably don't want to try this. There are other Hot Ones things you can safely try. This is not one of them. All right, let's try them together. Why not? Let's put some of that chili sauce on the cheesesteak and try it together. Maybe it's because I had the cheesesteak on the bottom, but that cheesesteak flavor totally blew out the flavor of the Hot One. I'm getting the heat, no doubt, no doubt. The heat is there. Let's try putting the cheesesteak on top, because it makes a difference. Because yeah, I think I was getting all that cheesesteak flavor on my tongue, and I really didn't taste the hot sauce. I felt the heat from it, but I didn't taste it. Let's try it with the hot sauce on the bottom. No. Like the cheesy, savory flavor of that just completely overpowers the flavor of that entirely. I mean, this isn't super strongly flavored. The green flavor is there, that verde flavor is there. But ultimately, and I think, this is the way it probably should be with hot sauces, it's not a huge, big flavor. I mean, hot sauce, I guess, really shouldn't be. Hot sauce is meant to complement, to condiment, to add to the flavor of your food, as well as add heat. It shouldn't be the dominant flavor. When you put Cholula on something, that does not become Cholula flavored something, it becomes something with Cholula as like a special guest star. And I guess that's what's happening here. The Philly cheesesteak is so strongly flavored that the Hot Ones just really brings the heat, which is kind of what you do want from a hot sauce. But yeah, those are really quite hot. Surprisingly hot. Between the two, I don't love the flavor of either one. If I were to choose to get one again, if you said you have to eat one of these again, it's going to be the Hot Ones. I like a nice spicy chip, and it is definitely a nice spicy chip. It is rating up there, maybe like around habanero Doritos level of spice. It's pretty spicy, and it isn't a bad flavor. It's not a super strong flavor. It is just, I don't care for the green of it all. But between that and the kind of more, the oniony, cheesy meatiness of the Philly cheesesteaks, I do prefer this flavor. Certainly prefer the smell. So yeah, that is our snack for today. Pringles Philly cheesesteak and Pringles Hot Ones Los Calientes. A surprisingly hot Pringle. I don't think I've ever had a Pringle that spicy before. And I don't need to get milk or anything, but I'm probably going to be feeling this for a good next 20-30 minutes. Are there other Hot Ones Pringles? Because, I mean, I'm down to try. I'm down to try more Hot Ones stuff. I liked the ramen. I loved the Hot Pocket. I'm down to try more Hot One things, if there are more Hot One things to try out there. I guess you can't stop, because I'm continuing to eat them, aren't I? And I really should stop and end this video. And like, my nose is now starting to run. They are like legitimately that hot. And not the hottest thing ever, but legitimately that hot. But have you tried these? Have you tried either of these? Which one did you like? Or which one did you like better? If you tried both, are there other Hot Ones Pringles I need to look for? Let me know in the comments below. But that'll wrap this up. I hope you found it at all interesting or entertaining. If you did, give it a like. Subscribe to the channel. I do thank you for watching. I'm surprised at how hot these are, and I'll see you in the next video.